welcome back, and this time welcome to the chapter 3 of this course. In this case, we'll be showing you guys on how to create your own control rig for the car, and we're gonna go step by step on setting up not just controls but also rig this car to specific functions that help us to allow the smooth movement but also a great control rig for the car itself. So in this case, what we're gonna do is first of all control some organize your specific nodes as well as the controls that helps with the car. So in this case, right click and look for, in this case, null, and I'm going to call this car control space, because that's where we're going to use all the controls and we're going to put them in together. But first thing is also, let's do it separately. So right click and in the space here, and let's look for control and rename this to steering wheel. Wheel. And what I'm gonna do is compile this. I'm gonna also hook it up inside a control space here and parent it. And also, first things first is to change the shape. So that shape allows us to change the shape of the control rig that you're working with, so you don't have to come up with your own shape. In this case, it's very handy because it helps you to navigate more and also just use the preference defaults here. So in this case, I'm gonna pick up a half circle thick. I'm gonna change code something like green. First of all, because at the moment it's kind of tiny, so I'm gonna maximize its size to something like 20. And as you can see, it's already there. But because we need to also offset the transform, in this case, of our shape, so I'm gonna push this all the way here. So by something like maybe 220 units. So somewhere right in there. Maybe I gotta go a little bit further, 230. And I'm on the shape tab. I'm going to transform by as it rotate by 90 degrees at Z axis. Superb. I might as well try and push it to 20. So let's compile this. Now we got something ready to work with. So in this case, our pivot stays right where the control is. It is not going to affect anywhere. That's great, because that we can take care and start getting into this. But before we do anything, I'm going to right click and look for sequence. And this node helps to not only coordinate but also assemble all the links that we're working with into one node here. And that's very helpful because you don't want to have a continuous chain of links connected together with nodes. And this helps to organize into sections. So in this case, I'm going to click connect to the execute. And I'm here going to drag and drop the control rig or get control of the steering wheel, set to get control. And we now have our get control transform. So next thing is to start moving these wheels, right? So to do this, we just have to basically create another set of transform, which in this case is going to be offset transform. So right click and look for offset transform. Duplicate once more so we have for both wheels. Next thing is to use front as well as the left and as well as the right front of the wheels. In this case, I'm going to pick up these FL as well as FR, which stands for front left and front right. And because we're only going to use rotation, so in this case, what I'm going to do is expand these nodes here, and I'm going to only rely on rotation. So in this case, I'm going to connect them to, and now I can finally execute from A to execute pins here. And then if I compile it, then I should be getting some control of the wheels. That's great. And also what's so interesting, I don't want us to be working at all 360 degrees. So we just want to basically limit the rotations by setting minimum and maximum. And that's very simple. So what basically need to do, once you got selected steering wheel control, you just basically need to go to minimum or and maximum values. And in this case, I'm gonna click on the ones I'm interested in, which is that axis here. And also we wanna disable these axes there. So in this case, what we'll do is to click on all of them. And let's do the same for maximum as well as minimum. But the main control, and at the moment, as you can see, it doesn't move, but it's fine. But we need to start identifying the Z axis. So in this case, I'm gonna set minimum to -45. And then set the maximum to 45. And it can actually go maybe even higher depending on how you want to set your animations. So maybe I'm gonna go 60, and let's go to 60 as well. Okay. So just to be sure that it works perfectly fine. And then if I hit compile, and then you'll be seeing that the motion of the rotation of these axis of the wheels are only stuck at 60. So they're not going to go any further than that. So that's good. At least it works. So now we can just go and select all of them, press Shift to comment, and I'm going to call this steering wheel. Awesome. I'm changing this to green. So at least it's, colorful and fancy. Okay, cool. So now we just did one section of this specific control rig. In the next one, we're gonna get into more serious stuff, which is, in this case, we are going to work with not only suspension, but also with the speed of the car itself. Thank you guys, and see you guys in the next part of the chapter.